Hello class, my name is Mr. Oz Castro. Me and my colleague will be teaching you how to graph functions with basic transformation. Let's go.
Mr. Reyes, and I am CJ's colleague. There are 4 different types of parent functions. There are quadratic, cubic, square root, and absolute. And this is what they look like on the graph. And today we'll be looking at quadratic.
So we will be graphing quadratic functions. The parent function of a quadratic is f of x equals x squared. On a graph it will look like this, and the shape it makes is called a parabola. And the vertex form of a quadratic function is f of x equals a parentheses x minus h squared plus k. And the letters a, h, and k help the function move across the graph.
So H represents the horizontal shift the graph makes on the x-axis, whether it moves left or right. If it is positive, it moves left, and if it's negative, it moves right. K indicates the vertical shift the graph makes on the y-axis. If it is positive, it goes up, and if it's negative, it goes down. These two values help you find your vertex, which is h, comma, k.
So a illustrates the reflection of the parabola on the x-axis. If a is positive, the parabola will face upwards. If a is negative, the parabola will face downwards. Also, if a is greater than 1, then the parabola will be thinner in the parent function. And if 0 is less than a, but a is less than 1, then the parabola will be wider than the parent function, as you can see right here.
So now that you know how the function transforms and shifts on a graph, let's show you an example. F of x equals negative in parentheses x minus 1 squared minus 1. And now you can pause the video and solve it for yourself. Okay, so now let's solve the problem. First, you need to find your vertex, which is h and k. First, you find h, which is in the parentheses right here, and as it says, it's x minus 1. And finding h, the number has to be opposite, so the number would be positive 1. So h equals positive 1. Now let's find k. K is this number out here outside the parentheses, and it's negative 1. Now let's plot it. The number would be right here. Now that we have our information, the parabola should be facing down because a is negative, which is right here. Let's graph it. There you go.
Let's go on to another one. So now we'll be solving f of x equals 4 parentheses x plus 3 squared plus 6. Now you can pause the screen and solve it for yourself first. Okay, now let's solve it. So, first thing I do is find the vertex. In this function, h would be negative 3 because h is in the parentheses, and as we know, h is the opposite. So h would be negative 3 because in the function, it's x plus 3 squared. Now for k would be positive 6 because k is right here and k does not change. And now we'll go onto the graph and plot it. So we'll go negative 3, 1, 2, 3, and then up 6 right here. And now the parabola should be facing upwards because 4 is positive, but then it will also be skinnier than the parent function of a parabola because it is a whole number. So it would be, so it would look like this. And that is how you solve this function. There you go, that is how you graph one of the 4 parent functions and how it transforms onto a graph.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want us to do a future video about the other 3 parent functions, comment below and like the video. Thank you.
See ya.